I shouldn't have thought it could have happened, but I should have found it hard to believe, really. I don't think we ever thought of anything like this. Well, I like the simple style of dresses now, and that, and if you look back now on the blocked shoulders and all that, they look real funny, don't they? I mean, you see an old film and you think, oh dear, did we ever look like that?
I mean, when I first got married, we only had 28 bob a wheel. I know things was much cheaper, but we couldn't get the same amount as what the young people can get with the money that they earn today.
Today, the average family income is £25 a week. By 1987, it'll be £70. By that time, a lot of things will have changed.
Well, we usually go to Clacton, but last year we decided we'd go to Spain, just to make a change.
By 1987, 4 families out of 10 will be making this kind of change.
I rather felt that I had brought 3 children up, and therefore I wanted to do something after they come. I just didn't want to just wander around.
I don't think it's a good thing while children are at home all day, and I don't think it's a good thing to have a job where a child has got to come in and there's nobody in the house. But I think if you can get a job where your hours coincide with theirs, then it's a good thing.
By 1987, 6 women out of every 10 over the age of 15 will be working.
You learn by your mistakes. She was taught that she could entertain a whole house full of people, and everything would all be done to a method whereby she can be washed and dressed and everything ready for her visitors coming, and all she's got to do is just put her apron on at the last minute and take the things out of the oven and everything's done.
Tomorrow's housewife will also be better trained, more adventurous when it comes to eating out, and much more mobile.
Oh yes, there's so many changes. If I can remember, as when I was a child, there's just more of everything now. It must make terrific strides forward, but what they will be, I can't really think about.
All the signs are that things will be very different for us all, and especially for one person, the housewife. But there are 2 sides to change. What will she change? Many things in many ways, but none so much and so fast as the shape of shopping. Let's check her shopping list for a start. 21 years from now, she'll still be buying bread, of course, but less of it. The same with breakfast cereals. They'll have to find somewhere else to put their plastic toys. Mrs. 1987 and her family will be eating more meat because they can afford to. And a lot more chicken. And dairy produce. And fruit. She won't change overnight. In many ways, it'll be the same old pattern of buying food, but with a different emphasis. More and more, she'll be using her money to buy herself time. By 1987, she'll be spending 50% of her money conveniently. And more of the traditional foods she'll be buying this way, out of the frozen food cabinet. This will be tomorrow's fish shop, though fish will no longer be just fish. And if that sounds strange, just think of what's happened to fish fingers. In 10 years, they've become not just another way of serving fish, but, like cornflakes, a commodity in their own right. The housewife wasn't clamoring to have them invented, but how she took to them when they came along. The frozen food cabinet will also be tomorrow's market garden, and who knows what else. There'll certainly be more meat, and complete meals will have caught on too. By 1987, we could even have changed our breakfast habits and become a nation of orange juice drinkers. It's happening already, and it's partly been made to happen because of astute product development, marketing, and advertising. In fact, 8 out of 10 items in that cabinet could and probably will be new faces, and very welcome ones too. The only thing is that when the time comes, we'll have grown so accustomed to some of their faces, it'll be hard to believe they weren't always around. When it comes to the reckoning, they'll be worth, at a conservative estimate, a cool £350 million a year, 4 times more than frozen food is worth today. With every year that passes, Mrs. 1987 acquires new pairs of hands to help her beat as she sweeps, as she cooks, as she whisks, as she toasts, as she spin dries. But it seems likely that none of them will have a more far-reaching effect than her fridge, or so the stars foretell. Today, only 44% of homes own a fridge. By 1987, it will be nearer 90%. And the fridge won't be a fridge as we know it today. It will have become a second larder. It will also have become a deep freeze too, with all the built-in advantages that implies. Instant catering. Choose your menu to suit your mood, because it's all there waiting. It's already clear that the woman with a fridge shops less often. This will be even more true of the woman with a deep freeze. Add to that the fact that she may well be working in future and thus able to shop less often, and the picture becomes clearer still. More and more, she'll be interested in foods like ours, which help her in a positive way. They're convenient and compact, like the places she'll be going to do her shopping.
I think the way these new towns are going is marvellous. Now, I say that, and I've been in the grocery business all my life.
When you bring your children here, they've got somewhere to run around while you do your shopping.
Oh, this is much better. I like this way. I mean, it's sort of all undercover, and you haven't got to walk from one end of the street to the other end to get sort of, you know, passing loads of shops in between, just for two different articles.
A few years ago, when supermarkets were beginning to start in this country, a lot of people said, that's the end of the little man. Well, I'm a little man, and I'm still waiting. You see, people like to go to the supermarket, but they still like to come to me as well.
My husband can bring me after tea, more or less, on a Friday, you see, and you can get your shopping, go home by car.
You only have to look and listen to detect change everywhere in the shape of shopping. Most of it welcome, some of it very surprising indeed. Who'd have thought a fishmonger would look like this? But then, if we're playing guessing games, what sort of physical changes do you think will be visible by 1987, just 3 years after Orwell? Well, there'll be big changes. That's one thing you can bet your bottom dollar on. No, you're not seeing things. You're looking at tomorrow today in the world's largest shopping center, the Garden State Plaza, Paramus, New Jersey. 100,000 people a day shop here, 25,000 cars stop here, and the 86 separate stores can ring up £4,000 million every year, a figure which is not, by any stretch of the imagination, peanuts. Now, in our tight little island, we shan't often have the odd 140 acres to spare, but what happens inside the stores could well happen here. This one store cost $1 million to build, and for that you get a brick box, but a gold-lined one. Turnover here is over £50,000 a week, and when a housewife comes in here once a week in her car to refuel her deep freeze, which is what it all adds up to, she has over 6,000 branded lines to choose from. And if that doesn't impress you, she has 500 frozen food lines to choose from, 34 of them fruit juice concentrates. And if that doesn't impress you, you must be from Missouri. If New Jersey today in any way foreshadows New Brighton tomorrow, and the signs are that it does, those signs are warning us to be ready for things to be bigger, maybe better, and certainly more varied. And if you say it would take a computer to figure out what should find a place on the shelves, well, it does. And it takes a very special kind of sales technique to sweet-talk an IBM card. Yes, the shape of shopping is changing fast, and by today's reckoning, 3,000 miles is not a very great distance. What you're now watching was filmed at Tesco head office, London, today. When you think of it that way, 21 years can suddenly seem a long, long time to wait. Many people think the crystal ball will be tossed in our laps long before then. It's quite on the cards.